6, what the new Hormuz blockade means for the price of oil. See how this will affect your gas tank.
Extreme weather is hitting the U.S. Find out which state will be affected and if it'll get to us here in Kent.
A level 5 fire alarm calls multiple departments to extinguish it. All this and more as Kent Stater TV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good Monday evening, Portage County, and welcome back to Kent Stater TV. I'm Lila Hughes.
And I'm Amanda Nichelle. Thank you for joining us.
The U.S. and Iranian have failed to reach a deal to end the conflict in the Middle East.
But these meetings have major consequences. CNN's Jen Sullivan reports.
After marathon meetings lasting 21 hours, the U.S. and Iran did not reach a deal to end the war.
I think that's bad news for Iran, much more than it's bad news for the United States of America.
Both nations sending a delegation of leaders to Pakistan to discuss a pathway to peace. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley says she thinks Iranian negotiators are purposely delaying a deal.
They think the more they can delay, the stronger they get. And they're just trying to weaken the coalition.
Following the failed talks, President Donald Trump posting on Truth Social Sunday, threatening in part the United States Navy will begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz. Reopening the key waterway has been central to negotiations. Since the U.S. and Israel first launched strikes on Iran on February 28th, maritime traffic has essentially halted, causing a global disruption in oil supplies and sending gas prices soaring.
I don't understand how blockading the strait is going to somehow push the Iranians into opening it. I don't get the connection there.
This past Tuesday, the U.S. and Iran struck a 2-week ceasefire deal. But with no permanent plan in place, many are wondering what needs to happen next.
We need to see an affirmative commitment that they will not seek a nuclear weapon.
Iran state affiliate Tasnim News blamed the failed talks on, quote, excessive U.S. demands. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
U.S. Central Command enforced a blockade at the Strait of Hormuz earlier today at 10 a.m., blocking any vessels going in or out of the waterway. Since the announcement, the price of crude oil rose to over $100 a barrel. This interference is a high-risk, high-reward situation because it could siphon Iran's economy, but it risks a major military escalation as well as a shock in supplies globally.
Regular gas prices are holding steady at around $4.13 a gallon, according to AAA. However, oil prices are still unstable as the U.S. implements a blockade of Iranian ports. U.S. Central Command says vessels are able to cross the Strait of Hormuz when going between non-Iranian ports, and experts say the blockade could cost Iran money, but it could also further strain global energy markets.
Hundreds from Houston's Iranian community gathered in the streets this Saturday to call for regime change in Iran. The demonstrators were urging U.S. leaders to avoid deals with the current government following recent high-level negotiations in Pakistan. Protesters expressed support for Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi as a potential transitional leader, calling for a new leadership in Tehran.
Approximately 3,000 people have been killed in Iran since the U.S. and Israel began strikes on the country. According to state media Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting, 2,875 of those killed were men and 496 were women. Iran's foreign minister said the casualties were hundreds of Iranian civilians, including more than 200 children.
Pope Leo XIV made comments about President Donald Trump and the U.S.-Iranian war in Iran after being accused of criticizing the Trump administration. The Pope spoke to the reporters before boarding the Papal for his 11-day trip to Africa. He finished his statement by stressing that he was not trying to make a direct attack against Trump or anyone else with his appeal.
I have no fear of neither the Trump administration nor speaking out loudly about the message of the gospel. And that's what I.
President Donald Trump is facing conservative backlash after posting an image created with artificial intelligence that presents himself as a Jesus-like figure healing the sick. The image shows him with his hand on a sick man's head and surrounded by his followers. After criticism, Trump came out and said that the picture was intended to depict him as a doctor. The picture was later taken down at around 2 p.m. Monday.
A law that lets authorities gather phone calls and text messages from foreign targets is set to expire in a week. Officials say that this could lead to a potential intelligence blind spot involving the war with Iran. The law lapse could pose national security concerns. However, some lawmakers appear skeptical about ending it.
Extreme weather is hitting several parts of the U.S. Hawaii, a state still recovering from the destructive floods, is being hit with heavy rain during the weekend with alerts about possible floods. In Colorado, they are experiencing the opposite: not enough water and extreme drought. Conditions run through the state, and officials have said that things could get worse here as we head into the warmer months.
Speaking of turning up the heat, Kent's Fire Department annual maintenance has been postponed to Friday morning due to weather concerns. The maintenance issued fire to burn the prairie around the Warren Student Recreation and Wellness Center. The controlled fire helps with the spreading of invasive plants, puts nutrients back into the soil, and encourages the diversity of plants.
Flowers are finally starting to bloom here.
And that's true, Amanda. We've had some sunny days. Will they stick around, Casey?
Yeah, that's right, guys. Right here in Kent, spring has started to officially spring us into some warmer temperatures, and we are finally seeing the flowers bloom. Right now, as we look across Ohio, we are getting up to the 80s all the way in Toledo. And right now, in here in Kent area and Akron, we're sitting at about a nice higher to mid 70s. But right now, while we are warm and the sun started to peak up today, as you started to walk up this morning, it was still a little bit dreary and the clouds were out for most of the day. And I remember going outside, it was pretty rainy, but right now we're sitting about nice warm, sunny temperatures, very nice. And if we go ahead and look into our city temperatures where we are now, we are also sitting at about a nice 70 degrees. And today we got to a high of 76 degrees right here in Kent. Perfect spring day. But like I said, a bit on the cloudy side, but the sun did start to peek out, and it was a little bit on the windy side, but that's typical for right here in Kent. So nothing crazy. We are not experiencing any severe temperatures, and the UV started to go up a little bit, still 4, which is low, but as we're getting closer to spring, or as we're getting closer to summer, that UV is going to start to creep up and your tan could start to come in. So we are getting closer to the warm days ahead. So make sure you try to go out and enjoy the day as much as possible. So I can say it is a big relief that winter is over and now we can see the beautiful flowers and nature. Stay tuned to see the conditions for the next few days.
On Saturday, a 5-way alarm led over 20 fire departments to respond. In Apple Creek, a lumber yard roof was caught in fire. The fire was categorized as a 5-way alarm, which is the highest and most severe level. The responding units used 500,000 gallons of water to extinguish the flame, which took multiple hours. There were no injuries that were reported, and the cause of the fire remains unknown.
2 men are hurt and a third was taken into custody after a shooting at a Girl Scouts building. The shooting happened Sunday evening at a facility in Michigan, but the building was not occupied by the Girl Scouts organization. An outside group is renting it, and questions about safety in rented communities have started to grow. No Girl Scout members or staff were hurt, and the men with injuries are both 25-year-old, and the suspect is 22 years old.
A shooting in a New Jersey Chick-fil-A left 1 individual dead and 6 others injured. A passerbier's dash camera captured footage of the shooting. One person runs in front of the vehicle with a gun in hand, and the other individuals can be seen running away from the establishment. Police say that while no arrests have been made, the investigation remains revealed to be a random act of violence, and there is no immediate ongoing threat to the general public.
An investigation is underway after a small plane crash landed on a busy street in Phoenix, Arizona. on Sunday. 3 people were on board but were not hurt, having suffered only minor injuries. The plane did not hit any buildings or vehicles, but fire crews said the plane broke a water main when it landed. Captain Daniel from the Phoenix Fire Department has more on how the survivors are dealing.
Probably shaken up, yeah. When they first came out of their aircraft, when our crews approached them, obviously this is something that's not normal for them. So yeah, they were a little bit shaken up. But again, they weren't hurt, they weren't injured, so best outcome for them.
After Kent State's Multicultural magazine has released their new issue. Find out more about its importance coming next.
Britney Spears was recently arrested for a DUI. See where she is headed to next.
Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a journey.
And although I may be lonely, stick around for what each of the cast members has planned for today.
All that and more on College Voice.
Peace.
Registration for Lavender Celebration is open now. Lavender Celebration is a historic pre-commencement ceremony held to honor queer graduating students. Now hosted by Pride Kent, this event will be held on April 30th from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Kent State Student Center Ballroom with a community reception at 5. Join us for a free dinner and award ceremony with keynote speakers and watch the graduates walk the stage and receive our iconic rainbow stoles. Bring your friends, family, and absolutely anyone, regardless of how you identify. Scan the QR code or go to the link below and register today. Registration closes April 20th.
Will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Welcome back. Student media magazines have released their spring editions, but one of them stands out amongst the rest.
Uhuru released, and Casey Baylog was at the release party. Hey Casey, what can you tell us?
Yeah, that's right, guys. A magazine right here at Kent has relaunched right here on campus that will have you turning pages and aims to change your perspectives by including a diverse amount of voices from students.
Uhuru is Kent State's multicultural magazine, and after a rebrand, they have published their new issue after 4 years called Past and Present.
That it's so special because when we rebranded, we did a multicultural magazine, which we're able to reach more people, and then our message is cross-communicated everywhere in Kent, which is why we're able to get students from different backgrounds, different stories, skills, and yeah.
The editors say that after many long nights and a huge team filled with writers, photographers, and designers made it all possible.
As you flip through each page to kind of like the magazine to transform and really like take it on this journey and this story. So we were thinking of ways to do that, and we thought of flipping through time. So each article, it kind of like passes through time as you flip through, which is really incredible and it's exciting. And it went really well. The cover's in black and white, and then on the back it's supposed to represent like the 70s.
As the team spent a lot of time into the new magazine, they had a few things they hope readers keep in mind when they pick it up.
We really want the readers to not only challenge their perceptions, but also take on their own forms of expression, even if that means combining with others, because Uhuru being a multicultural magazine and freedom, with freedom I think sometimes that requires unity, and yeah.
We just wanted people to pick up this magazine and to feel like they were represented on campus, and for all these artists who are involved, like stylists have come up to us, writers have come up to us and said they felt empowered creating this magazine, and that's all we wanted when we started this back.
Those working for Uhuru hope they can continue to inspire fellow students to be creative and also make people feel empowered.
You can find the new issue of Uhuru's past and present in stands around campus now. I'll be back shortly with the rest of your weather forecast.
Thanks, Casey. There's a lot happening in the entertainment industry, ranging from Britney Spears to Hollywood stars.
Our very own Anne-Marie Chula has more. Anne-Marie, what can you tell us?
Thanks, guys. I have some updates in the entertainment industry, beginning with some news about pop star singer Britney Spears. Spears is getting unknown treatment in a facility on her own terms. This comes as she was arrested last month for suspicion of driving under the influence. Spears has a history of mental health issues and was under a conservatorship which ended in 2021. Since the end of the conservatorship, she has shared strange content on her social media accounts. Her camp says this treatment may lead to a long-needed change. Now moving on to rock legends, the 2026 class of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees will be revealed on American Idol Monday night. The location of the ceremony will also be revealed. There are 17 nominees, including Mariah Carey and Pink. 10 of the nominees are on the ballot for the first time. Artists and bands are only eligible for nomination 25 years after they released their first album. Lead singer Nick last year revealed in a new documentary that members of 98 Degrees were given a handbook by their label. The handbook shared the age of consent throughout the nation and was given to them as a precaution while they had traveled. The age of consent is different for each state, but is usually between 16 and 18. His comments were met with criticism as Boy Band Confidential comes out on Monday at 9 p.m. Staying with the big screen, over 1,000 film and TV stars, including Ben Stiller and Kristen Stewart, shared a letter Monday morning. The letter revealed that they are against Paramount Skydance's potential purchase of Warner Bros. Discovery. The New York Times shared that the stars' doubts about the purchase, as well as their worry about smaller industry members. Paramount responded back in a statement saying that they are committed to supporting talent and increasing competition. For KSTV, I'm Anne-Marie Chula. Back to Casey.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Welcome back, and my things are starting to warm up, and we are going to start looking at a reign of terror for the next few days, but that's typical for right here in Ohio for April. As we go ahead and look for the rest of today's night, though, we are going to dip a little bit down in the temperatures, only going down to about 67 degrees though, and we are going to see a little bit of rain about 9 p.m., a little bit of storms, but nothing permanent. So if you go out for late night snack tonight, you might need that umbrella, but you should be clear for the rest of the morning. If we go ahead and look into tomorrow's temperature, we're going to get up to a nice 79 degrees, but it will be cloudy, not as much sun as we saw today, but that's okay. And as we go ahead and look for the rest of the night, or rest of that night, we will see a waning crescent, so we see that nice crescent shape, and also about as windy as we saw today, but nothing crazy, so still nice, warmer than today, so go out there, enjoy it before the rain comes in as we go ahead and look into our extended forecast. As tomorrow, like I said, clear day, but right after that, all the way throughout the weekend, we are looking at rains, storms, nothing pleasant. So it is going to be lots of rain, like I said, reign of terror. And then if we go ahead and look into our weekend, we do unfortunately dip down into about freezing temperatures as our low, but hopefully that will not be as permanent. And we are going to start being in spring, but Ohio is unpredictable. So while spring is coming, rain is coming. So don't go ahead and take advantage of that rain and get your spring cleaning done before it starts to get really nice out. For KSTV, I'm Casey Baylog.
Hey there, I'm Lance Bass, and this is Chip. For more than 100 years, American Humane has been on the front lines protecting animals in times of crisis. From Pearl Harbor to 9/11, the California wildfires, and the coronavirus pandemic, American Humane Rescue has provided life-saving assistance for animals in virtually every major national disaster. If you're anything like me, your pets mean the world to you. And if disaster strikes, you want to keep them safe. To prepare for an oncoming disaster, ensure your pet has secure and up-to-date identification. And if you must evacuate, remember to take your disaster preparedness kit with you. To learn more about disaster planning and how to keep your best friends safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Hey there, welcome to
Kent
Core.
Kent Core.
Head Core. To Kent Core.
Hi, I'm Trent Branchin, and I got big swings, big moments, and big names making headlines. From the diamond to the hardwood, we've got it all. A draft night full of future stars and a crazy baseball highlight you won't want to miss. Sports starts now. The Kent State baseball team took on the Northern Illinois Huskies. Northern Illinois took control early, scoring 3 runs in the second. The Flashes answered, cutting the lead to 1, but the Huskies responded, pushing lead back to 3 and shutting the door from there. Brody Williams led Kent State at the plate with 2 hits and a walk. Kent State will try to bounce back Tuesday with the road matchup against Mercyhurst. The WNBA draft has arrived, and the league's next generation is set to hear their names called tonight in New York City. All eyes are on the top of the board where UConn Huskies women's basketball standout Azzi Fudd is now projected to go #1 overall to the Dallas Wings. And history could be on the line, as UCLA women's basketball could have a record 6 players selected. With 45 picks set to be made, tonight's draft could reshape the future of the league. The Guardians had a night to forget, falling 13-1 to the Atlanta Braves yesterday. Now they get a chance at redemption as they play St. Louis tonight. For Cleveland, it starts on the mound, not allowing big innings that crush them against Atlanta. Offensively, the Guardians will need to look for early production to quiet the home crowd. If Cleveland can clean up the execution on both sides, they'll have a strong chance to bounce back after a tough loss. New to the Pirates, Brandon Lowe steps up and delivers a strong hit. It's going to go way deep for a grand slam, 5-0. The Cubs trying to make something happen. As Swanson does, he rips it deep into left field. Balestros now up, swings, and it goes 400 dead center. That's already 4 home runs in 3 innings. Lowe coming off a home run, hits it into the 5th row of stands. That's back-to-back home runs for Lowe. Bregman swings to the fences. The ball is up, and it is caught. Porter makes his way home and scores on the sacrifice fly. Bregman up again, bases loaded. It's up. Lowe gets it, but he falls over. Swanson runs home, and he scores, making it 6-4. Bush steps up and hits it right into the gap. They try to catch him, but they miss. Oh, and Swanson going home, ties the game up 6-6. Bases loaded, 6-6. Kelly hits it up, and it drops right before the fence. Kingery scores. Pirates blow a 5-0 lead and lose 6-7. To stay up to all things Kent State sports, head over to KentStater.com and tune into Sports Corner tonight at 8. For KSTV, I'm Trent Branchin.
Feeling stressed and uneasy? Find out how horses can help with your emotions and their benefits.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agree, the scammers are out of control.
And we need to show them how to use a password manager. Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Great cake. I'll use MFA to verify my purchase. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/secure-our-world.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
A miniature horse is providing therapeutic benefits to students in Reno.
Annie is the newest addition at Marvin Piccolo School, which serves students with some severe medical and developmental challenges.
She is now joining Princess as part of the school's writing program with the goal of helping support students and have a calming effect on them.
That's so cute.
It was really cute.
Do you like horses?
Love horses. I especially love My Little Pony. And that was my show as a kid.
What horse were you?
I was Rainbow Dash. She was my go-to pick. What
I was
about
the purple
you?
one.
Purple
I don't know
one?
her name.
Twilight Sparkle?
I was her.
She
was
turned into
so
a princess.
Did she?
Just like the princess.
Yeah. But they are really cute, and they have so many benefits. Did you know that? They help you with so many stuff. Yeah.
Huh. I mean, like.
Did we ever have? I wonder if someone has a talent that they can go like on American Idol just with a pony. Huh. That'd be so cute.
Pony run across the stage. Miniature pony though. Miniature pony. So like you're watching it and it's just like miniature pony run across the stage.
That would have been cute.
Yeah.
It's probably
I would tune into American Idol.
Getting all the attention though, because who doesn't love a pony? They're so cute.
Yeah, I do love that pony. But, you know, ponies being in petting zoos, you know, like petting zoos always have that nasty smell when the heat's out. And it's been really hot lately.
It has been really warm,
really
and
hot.
I'm so happy about that. I missed the sun, and I need it to stay.
I woke up today and I was like, 80 degrees?
Amen. I need it to be like that.
Thank you for tuning in on this Monday evening. For more stories in your community, be sure to stay up to date with Kent Stater.
And make sure to check out the new episode of Sports Corner at 8. I'm Amanda Nichelle.
And I'm Lila Hughes. Have a good night, Portage County.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
How's your hair? Is it pretty?
Daddy.
It's pretty.
Maybe honestly.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go.